Another one of those old Frank Monday productions coming at you.
Unbelievable crowd. Great questions in the ideas room tonight. Just off the charts. Frank Monday, of course, knocking it out of the park. We will be back next week on Friday.
All right. Frank Monday coming at ya. Straight out the ghetto. I hope y'all good looking, sexy, happy people are doing well out in TV land. I got a few minutes here between activities, so I thought I'd go live for some jive. You know how much I like the live jive for 5. We got a new month coming up. It's Septiembre, all right? The 7th month. Well, the word September means 7th month. And in the lunar calendar, it actually, we're still in the 7th month, the Chinese 7th month, Chinese lunar calendar. Today is the 20th of the 7th moon. Today we are doing well. Frank Monday is your biggest well-wisher. Always wishing you well. Wishing you swell. I'd like to try to get my flag. Nah, can't do it. Can't do it. I'd like to try to get my flag in the picture and my little high priestess, but it just ain't gonna happen right this moment. So I got some shoes to get into. Issues. I got 2 weeks before I go in for my next CTA scan to have the brain scanned. I didn't want to do it so early, and the doctor actually said it should be a year from now, or a year from the last one, and the last one was in March. So that should have been March 2022, but my wife jumped the gun, and she asked the doctor, she's like, when is his next CTA scan? And he's like, oh, you could do it now if you want. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's like 6 months early. And she's like, oh, I thought he said you had to get one in 6 months. I'm like, no, he said a year, and then 2 years, and then maybe never again, maybe 3 years or whatever, you know, just check back periodically. CTA scans are no kind of fun because they inject you with a poisonous chemical that has a chance of killing you. And so it's like, you know, you run that risk every day, though. You know, you might get hit by a bus. You can't live your life in fear. Fuck it. If that's gonna be my end date, then that'll be it. It'll be Septiembre the 9th is when that's scheduled for. So that's kind of nerve-wracking. Good stuff, though. Today's a big photo shoot. I'm happy about that. I haven't done a photo shoot in a long time. Well, this action, huh? Woohoo! That is the Frank Monday scattergram of the unseen realm. So, provided I survive another day today, then this this semester, so to speak, at school, I'm going to be using the live drive jives and my Friday friggin' magic day to talk about the 3 great deceptions. Now, I've done a little bit of a preface on that. I got 2 books in the brewing right now. One is a basic low magic book for the neophyte. That one's near completion. I'll publish independently and try to attract attention, try to sell copies, try to sell 10,000 copies independently so I can actually get a publisher to pick it up. The other one is going to be a commentary on the 3 great deceptions of Freemasonry. And the third is a movie script, which I can't talk about at all. But, so I won't talk about that. But the general level of teaching I will talk about. I'll talk about the 3 great deceptions and the 100-day challenge of the Kung Fu program. Did you get up and do your Kung Fu this morning? I know I did. So try to get in 15 or so minutes of Kung Fu Qigong practice each morning, combined with your magic if you like. I do, but since we're only on like day 3 of the 100-day challenge, then don't worry about it too much. You know, there's 3 cycles in the 100-day challenge, and the first cycle is just waking up the body each day and remembering to pound the cauldron, to pound the drum. Pound the drum and sweep away the cobwebs. Those are the first 2 activities. So you know, pounding the drum, I taught it on the first video of the 100-day challenge. Solve et coagule. Back and forth, man. Keep that shit manifesting. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was Paula Asteria. If you guys don't know Paula Asteria, jump over and check her out. She's as cute as a button, man. She is a paranormal researcher, a debutante, a UFO reporter and investigator into the supernatural, and I like her. I think she's cute, and I think she deserves a shout out for her work. Like Dark Journalist has his Gigi Young, Frank Monday has his Paula Asteria. So if you haven't checked out Paula, go over there and sub her channel and tell her Frank Monday sent you. That's highly instrumental. That's very important that you mention me. I want her to know where the love's coming from, man. Dark Journalist. I'm trying to get Dark Journalist to interview her, because if I can shift his focus, well, no, I don't need to shift his focus. He's got his own shit going on. Get you that Kung Fu swang. So, the odious cult of wrongthink has reached out to me and told me to keep my mouth shut. They said, Frank Monday, don't you be running no goddamn lip. Don't you be running your mouth, baby. Talking shit. We don't appreciate that. So yeah, I'm gonna comply with that on their level, because the truncated meat golems that are predictably mediocre, they can cause trouble, man, and they try to constrain, restrict your creativity. So Apollo's latest message was a message to Hollywood, and I'll put a link down to that video because I think it's importante that everybody watch that. It was a good. She's brave, man. She's got courage. I appreciate that in her, in anyone, but especially in her, because her position is so tentative in the Hollywood community. I mean, she's right there in the thick of it. She lives there in Hollywood, so I feel for her. If some of my bros were still there, but most people have abandoned Hollywood because of all the trouble it creates. Or not just because of the trouble it creates, but because there's other things to do. There's other places to live. Like me, you know, I abandoned it so I could live here in Beijing and do my thing from out here. Do my Kung Fu swing. I brought back some images from Dreamland last night. Oh, I'd like to give a little shout out to Troy's team. If you guys haven't seen my Challenger episode 6 video from Troy's team, check it out. That was fun to make that. I got to act crazy. Troy's direction and guidance on that production. He said try to get a clever combination of the Joker and the Penguin. So that's what we're looking for. And so I manifested my characterization of that and combined it with my own little flair. It was fun. I'll put a link to that down in the bottom too. Anything else we need to touch on? No, I was just formulating some of my ideas on what the new year will look like. I mean, the new year for me has just begun. We're supposed to start classes next week, provided they don't capture us all. They've got all the foreign devils meeting up together to take the test for the Kuvies, and you know how those situations are, man. That might be where they plan on grabbing y'all and throwing you in the camp, because that shit's real now. I mean, they put that threat out there. This entire thing has been constructed around us to let us know that ultimately they have the last, oh, there's the bell. They have the last say. I got a couple more dentist appointments coming up. Man, I got to get these teeth figured out. I got 1, 2 that need caps, or I think I might even need a bridge. Who knows, man? The riddle of the teeth. I'd like to get into that. I will tell you a story in closing, since the bell has rang, on the riddle of the teeth. I was once at a public talk in Atlanta, Georgia. Master Nihua of 7 Star Communications, who I actually lived with that man as his assistant, his secretary, back in the early 1990s. But that's neither here nor there. But before that, I had went to one of his public talks, and I asked Master Ni, I said, hey, Master Ni, what about teeth? What about the wisdom teeth? And he was at that stage in his life where he never addressed your question directly, but he would just make a statement that was meant for the general audience. And I was like 20 at the time or something, 19, 20, I don't know. But he would just make a statement that was applicable to everyone, because everything he said during his public talks was being gathered on DAT files to go later into his books, to become books, which is a smart way to go about it, I think. But he said, oh, the teeth. He said, just get dentures. And I reflected on that, and I was like, the fucking guy doesn't even care, man. So he never answered the question about the riddle of the teeth. But yeah, just get them all pulled and get dentures, I guess. I don't know, whatever that meant. I love you, Master Ni. I hope you're doing well. I know your sons are still kicking, and they're out there in Happy Land, getting it. Santa Monica, Yosan University, 7 Star Communications. What else do they have? They have the herbal company, which is called what? Dow Star. That's what the herbs, so you can buy their herbs online, which, man, they're only meant for the elite. You can't afford them if you're an average individual. You'd have to shave the rims off your pennies in order to be able to get enough together. I used to use them just as food quality products. Like I would buy his herbs rather than food, and that's one way to do it. I will see y'all good-looking motherfuckers in the abodes of the future, as above, so below. It says finish broadcast, but we know better. They never turn it off.
Thank you for watching Lunar Light Entertainment.
You know, the time that had passed was so different from how the time felt that I could see, you know, I could flash that moment of Bennett with Gurdjieff and say, you know, when somebody gets on a certain level, the time ceases to be what it is, and your ability to access things and go to places also.
Frank Monday, I don't know what dark journalist is.
Also changes dramatically, and I think that is part of the incredible things that we're here to discover. Yes.
Frank Monday said that Necronomicon means the buzzing of insects. Lovecraft pierced the veil and went through the gates of the Silver Key.
Oh, wow. Well, you've got something very important there, and you may find that there's going to be a follow-up to your comments, sir, because there's something very interesting about Lovecraft we're going to bring out. Everyone, it's been great to be here with you tonight. We're going to do more on the mystery schools, bringing this forward. We're also going to be coming back with the Female Targets show as well, part 3.
If any of you want to contact me, you have any information or, you know, any ideas with interviewing me or anything like that, you can go to my website, apaulahysteria.com. And that's in my show description, along with shamanspears.com. They're both in my show description if you want to go.
You couldn't keep your damn mouth shut, could you? You had to keep talking about it over and over and over again. And now the whole thing's a disaster. Bleh.